guys, I'm going to make this Ayurvedic soup today. And I had been to an Ayurvedic practitioner a while ago, and this is something that stuck with me, and this is the only takeaway I really had, and I use it. So you know that's how you know it's something that's good and that's useful. Easy, not a lot of work, but you make it once and then you keep it in the fridge and you can use it over time. I've been cooking it. It's a mainstay in my cooking, and my parents came from Kerala. Kerala is in southern India, and I gave them a recipe to take back to the land of Ayurveda, and so they've been making this as well. So from grandparents to grandkids, we all have it, and you just get a sense of being healthy when you drink it. So I hope it works for you too, and let me show you how it's made. So I have all my ingredients laid out here. So here I have celery and carrots, sweet potatoes, zucchini, green leaves, and seaweed. I've used kombu seaweed here, turmeric and pepper. Now these are the base ingredients that you need. Depending on what your constitution is, you can add more stuff. And then here are some add-ons that I'm adding to the basic list, which essentially only includes celery, carrots, sweet potatoes, zucchini, greens, seaweed, and add turmeric. And I believe for the properties of turmeric to be efficiently released, you have to add a bit of pepper. And now, in addition, today my farmer's market food arrived. I had some extra leek, so I'm going to add leek because onions, as a substitute for onions really, because I'm not sure I do very well with onions. So leeks are great for that. And I think it just adds a little extra umami to the whole soup. So that's why I also have mushrooms. I had some extra mushrooms. I'm going to add that. I think it just kind of brings it all together. There's a more of a earthiness, a meatiness, if you will. Then I also got fennel, which I'm not going to use the entire fennel root here. I'm going to use this to make a quiche later on with eggs and leeks. But instead of throwing away these greens, the fronds, I think I'm going to add this along with the greens. So I have only 3 charred here. Now you could also add spinach to this, beetroot. So I'm going to add the greens over here as well. So this is it. Now I'm going to wash all this. So I cleaned out the sink, guys, and I'm just going to wash all the vegetables one by one really nicely, thoroughly, and put them all in here in this little bucket here. You have to be very careful with leeks because there's always like dirt that collects over here. Oh, sorry, this is celery, but the same goes for leeks as well. There's a lot of dirt that collects on the insides, so you've got to make sure you wash that out really well. Okay guys, so now the vegetables are all nicely washed, and I have a bucket full literally of vegetables, and now we're going to trim all of these vegetables. So next I'm just going to trim all of these items. I'm cutting it the Kerala way. Oh my god, I know it looks like I'm gonna cut my finger off, and I could. No, just kidding. Okay, the work is just in this part where you're kind of peeling and chopping, and then once it goes into the instant pot, everything is going in here. It's really not that bad. It's comes together, and then the last bit where you have to strain out the vegetables, that also gets a little annoying. But yeah, one could do it once a week. It's not too bad, right? If you have the time, you can cut it into small pieces like this. If not, you can even just leave them as slices like that. I don't think that's a problem. I'm going to throw out these ends here, the oxidized part. You don't need that. The chard. In all of the vegetables, as much as I can, I try to take off the oxidized parts. Take off the oxidized part. As you can see, guys, there is a combination of a lot of vegetables in here, so a lot of nutrients. And I was advised to have the soup half an hour before my dinner. So, so that's apparently the way to go about this. If you haven't bought this OXO peeler yet, please do. This is the best peeler in the whole wide world. So guys, my Instapot is full. It's kind of overflowing. Just look at it. There's so many veggies in here. So in the past, what I've done is that I start to saute it. And then what happens is there's so much water in the vegetables here that it starts to, kind of shrink in size. So I'm hoping that will work this time. If not, I will have to move it to a pot on the stove, which, you could do it, make it that way too. It'll just take longer. Let's add some turmeric and pepper as well before we set it on the Instapot. So have it on the saute function, and let's see if, and I added about 2 cups of water so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Now let's see if it kind of goes down. Then if it does, then great. If not, I have to transfer it to another pot. So we'll wait and watch. It's a good 10-15 minutes later, guys, and it's definitely gone down. You see, it's kind of, and there's more room to be made here, but I still needed to go further down so it doesn't go past capacity. So yeah, look how far down it's gone. So I don't need to transfer it to a pot. Perfect. It's gone down enough, guys. So now I can just close it. And let's put it on the soup function. And I think we'll be good to go. Soup and broth. I'll be back. So this is what it looks like when completely cooled down. Not very appetizing looking, but it's definitely good stuff. It's a little thick, so I think I'm going to add some water, maybe about 4 cups of water, and saute it in the Instant Pot so it comes to a good boil, and then I'll strain it. Otherwise, I think the soup is going to be a little too thick and I might not get enough of it. That's 4 cups of water, and it's watery, liquidy enough. So I think I will again I need to bring the new water to a good boil. You could even put it back on the soup setting if you have the time, and that way it's going to get a little bit more meshed. So guys, I ended up putting it back on the soup setting. So because I realized I have plenty of time today. I don't really need to worry. So guys, after it's kind of cooled down a little bit, it doesn't have to fully cool down. You can just, with a potato masher, just kind of mash it up nicely so that more of the nutrients are released, and it's just easier for you to strain out all of that Ayurvedic goodness out of these vegetables. Okay guys, I'm not this sloppy usually, but I just had to angle it like this so you guys could see what I was doing. So I just poured it into a nice big strainer, and with a spoon, twirl it around a little bit so that you can get as much of the juice as you possibly can. Okay, so we have some hungry people in the house. So with this first extract, I'm going to make a bowl, and you can see how this is to be consumed. Then I have some ghee here. Some ghee. Some pepper. Shit. Let's pretend that. Some salt. Then you just give it a good stir. The soup is not that warm here. That's why you can see the little solidified pieces of ghee. But if it's nice and warm, this would blend in beautifully. And voila, this is what you have. And this is all of the fibrous veggies that's left out of that whole pot of Instapot, soup that we had. And here we have 2 bottles of sheer goodness. So this is going into the fridge, and then 4 of us are going to have a little bit at a time, and this usually lasts us about a week. And I could even use it as a vegetable stock. You could even throw dumplings into it. So have it as an Ayurvedic soup, or have it as a broth. So guys, I'm in my backyard with my apron and all. So anyway, it's springtime. Oh, and look, my apron matches that little potted plant. Wow, we're twinning. So yeah, so it's cherry blossom sakura mitsuri in my backyard. I don't need to go to Japan. So beautiful time of year. So yeah, if you liked that video, if you found it useful, try this soup out. I mean, I won't say that it's a life-altering experience. Let's not oversell ourselves here. But it's definitely nice to have a routine around this. And it's maybe placebo, you feel good. And it's got to be good, right, with all of those nutrients. So try it. And I will be back soon with the next video with recipes that actually work. And also, giving you a slice of what the Indian Californian lifestyles like, or at least how I'm living it. So hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye.